Good afternoon, all. Good evening, all. How are you? I am very happy to stand here this afternoon, evening at our Congress. It's been 2 years since we've had a good meeting, and I know we've made some strides. We are actually, despite the outcome of the election, actually sitting as part of a coalition, and I'd like to thank all of you who continue to support us even as we serve. One of the things I was asked to do was to actually, since I'm also sitting as minister, to mention some of our accomplishments, to continue to reinvigorate you, the people who continue to support us and can also secure more support for us, because by word of mouth and by conviction is how we will continue to grow. Since December of 2015, or November of 2015, I've been sitting as the Minister of Education, Culture, Youth, and Sports. It has been, I must say, a struggle, especially with the finances of St. Martin, a real struggle to be able to execute. When I listen to the keynote speaker, which I must say is a young man that the ministry has recognized and has sent abroad several times to represent our youth in the area of cultural heritage, he talked about being able to do more in the areas of sports, in the areas of arts, and making sure that our students could study what they wanted to study and be able to find work. And that continues to be a struggle for us here in St. Martin, and I believe we have a lot of work to do. We are accomplishing, we have been working diligently, and I must say as a National Alliance, every time that we've gotten the opportunity, that we have worked hard. And I think the people appreciate the hard work that we do, don't you? To highlight some of the areas, as the young man also said, it's not only in the big developments, but actually in what we're doing for the people. And a lot of us don't focus on the things that you do not see. But the ministries work hard day in, day out, and one of the areas is on finalizing that study financing ordinance. To date, we are still working on an outdated version, and even though we've come into 10-10-10 and country status, we have not gotten the new law. So that one has finally started the process, and I'm very, very proud to be able to push that forward. We've also just started on the tertiary education so that we can regulate post-secondary, so which would assist USM to grow as it should as well. Several policies are being reassessed to meet the needs of our current situation. We have policies in place, but as change is the one thing that remains constant, our policies continue to lag behind. And so this is an area we're looking at, especially early childhood education, making it accessible to more of our young people, because the studies have proven that our young people, when they get that early start, have a better chance to make it. The youth policy is one of the policies that has been revamped, and there was a youth congress last year which also brought forward many suggestions, and that policy is also being worked on. I must say education in itself has also been going through some growing pains, and many discussions are being had about the reforms and the necessity of having transitional classes for growing problems with students due to the compulsory education, which we believe is necessary to keep our students educated, but some of them have a difficult time transitioning into the regular schools. Another area within education is bringing more awareness to the community, and I'm sure many of you have heard of the start of the Education on the Move campaign. This campaign is geared towards getting our community involved, and it's something that I have been preaching about, even though I'm not a preacher, but speaking about very passionately since I was minister in 2012, and even before that, when I postulated. Government can never do it alone. The people are the power of the country, and until we can get more of the people involved in educating, in sports, in keeping our children on the straight and narrow, then and only then will we say that our country can really progress. So I'm looking forward to seeing more of the business community, but also parents who are our first teachers, working diligently with our schools and with the communities and with government to help move education forward and promote the importance of education. Several projects are underway as well to bring agriculture to the schools. We have started a project within the public schools, which is looking pretty good, and now we're hearing more and more parties touting this, and of course we welcome that, but we have actually done something about it. Many of the schools need heavy maintenance, and of course with the limits, we are doing it at a stage by stage basis. And so we have MPC online, Sundial online, and several public schools for critical upgrades, and you will be seeing that coming out soon during the next couple of weeks and months. The Prince William Alexander School, which the plan has been sitting there for several years, is finally going to be started. The groundbreaking is scheduled for next week. So then the St. Peter's community also will see a change there. Several of the sports facilities that had started to be upgraded had only started and didn't continue. So of course, I have prioritized getting some of those. The second phase for Raul Village completed. Little League started, even though the tournament was about to start. The necessary repairs were done quickly to facilitate the tournament, and the rest will continue so that we will be able to actually host after-school programs at the Little League field, 2 big rooms. We already have a commitment from a company to assist the association in funding that, and of course, we look forward to more sponsorship coming forward because, of course, we have several after-school programs that government subsidize through government as well as through the St. Martin Development Fund, which we fund as well, and many people do not even understand how much is actually going into that. So I hope to be able to put that forward so that we see exactly. We've heard a lot in the media and on Facebook about the support for sports, and we as government, especially in this past year, 2016, have made tremendous contributions to several associations who have traveled abroad to represent St. Martin, individuals in sports and arts. So I'm very, very proud to stand here to say we accomplish and we will continue to accomplish with your help. Solar panels are another thing that I heard him mention, sustainable development and renewable energy, if I could remember clearly, Mr. Kantav. And that's also one of the priorities of this government. And we have been able to, we're looking into how we will get it done, but with those critical upgrades at the public schools to also implement solar panels. This will go also a long way in making sure that our students will be able to get more, because we are spending more on the utilities, and we are spending more on many other areas outside of the actual education, and I would like to see us focus our monies on areas which will build the students. So with electricity costs, etc., going down, we are hoping that we will be able to, of course, be able to afford that we can keep our schools cooler so that we can have them at the school comfortable for longer periods where they'll be able to learn, whether in regular time or in after-school programs. So we are looking forward to that. And the next phase also in another area within the ministry would be the National Theatre for the Performance and Creative Arts. Every time I am invited as minister to a performance, I feel the embarrassment because they cannot help but mention the deplorable state of our cultural center or other areas. Sometimes we have to perform in casinos and the like. So I think it's about time that we continue as a government to support these initiatives which will help our children to grow, our youth to grow, but not only that, expose us to culture, heritage, and the arts in such a way that we can grow as a community. I must say congratulations to the Congress organizers, congratulations to all who were able to come out and support us here today. I look forward to being able to stand here with you as we go through this electoral process, because it is going to be a very difficult road. Many have thrown in their hats, and I think this is going to be confusing to the people, but I must say the National Alliance continues to stand strong. We are a team of the people and for the people, and your opinions matter to us, and we will continue to collaborate with you to move St. Martin forward. Thank you.
Thank you.